Well, Liam, we had two very different halves. Things were a little bit tight there in that first half, and you guys really opened things up. Just kind of, was there a little bit of rust in that first half, 13 days off?
I don't know if it was rust. I mean, one of the problems that I hate is that we weren't in this dang building for, we were out of here for graduation. So I don't know if there's rust, but, how coaches are. We get not superstitious, but you start analyzing everything, and you just want our guys comfortable in here, shooting it in here, and we haven't been in here enough lately. And so it's good to get back in here and get comfortable again. But with us, it's a funny team. I've never had a team it's this much cut and dry. When we get after it and we got an edge to us, we're a really good team. If we don't and we try to play finesse and pretty basketball, we're not good. And there's no in between for us. And so I think that's kind of the sums up the tale of two halves. So I think we really got after it defensively, set a good tone. We attacked the rim better. We did all those things a lot better in the second half.
What's it like to, see that though? To come out and adjust and actually see the players buy in and then you see the results.
Oh yeah, well, that's the last couple 3-4 days in practice. I've seen some of that where, and actually I just saw that yesterday at practice. That exact thing. We had a bad first half of practice. We got after it a little bit, and second half we were really good. It was almost the same as the game tonight. So, these guys got to understand, and it's our job as coaches to make them understand that we just have to live there. We have to be the scrappiest, toughest team. And, I've had different teams that maybe could survive just a little bit more on talent, and this team can't. It can't. And, we have to survive on being dialed in mentally, being able to execute, being really able to get after it. But it was also a goofy first half in the fact that you get 6 points waved off by illegal screens. You miss 8 free throws basically, and that's 14 points that you could have had if you're doing everything. But free throws are always a good indicator if you're dialed in or not. And we missed too many of them.
Was that defensively too? Because I think second half you held them to 31%.
Yeah, no question, and that's what turned the game. They make that last shot too, and we didn't allow a 3 in the second half, and except for that last shot. So it was the great approach defensively that set the whole tone.
How you just described this team not surviving on talent but being dialed in and scrappy, perfectly describes Nick Duncan.
No question.
Doesn't survive on talent, but he always seems to be there when you need him. You guys weren't having a great first half. 4 big threes, 15 points. Talk about how great it is.
Yeah, and like I told our guys, how about Nick? He guards a big guy, and the big guy doesn't score. Then he switches out onto the point guard, and he takes away a 3, and he just finds a way to get it done, and with his mind, and makes it. He's so locked into what we're doing when he's competing like that, and that's how our whole team has to be.
Well, with David, I know at times it's been a struggle for him to have, I think, 9 and 8 tonight. What did you see out of David?
Well, I've seen, again, the neat thing about having the 3-headed monster is they're all competing for jobs, and they're all competing for playing time. And, I told him, I love all 3 of you. I don't care who plays. You tell me who plays, by how you practice and how you perform. And, it makes it tough a little bit sometimes because I got to kind of pick and choose, and sometimes it's a little bit of a guessing game, but it's their job to go out and produce, and then I'll keep the guys out there. I said, make it so obvious that people boo me when I take you out. It's easy. Just make it like, boy, he's stupid. Why is he taking him out? That's their job. And so then eventually I'll figure it out. So, but David's done a nice job of scrapping his way back in, and we wanted him to work on some things, and he did, and now he's just playing.
What's it like to see Grooms get an opportunity to play? Obviously, your team got up a little bit, and you got a chance to play, and it looked like guys on the bench were encouraging him and having fun too.
Yeah, that's awesome as a coach. I love that kid. He does his job, and he's so valuable to our team. Our players love him, and he does his job in the classroom. He does his job on the scout team, and just shows up to work every day. So you like to be able to reward him whenever you can. I think that one drive, I was hoping he would try to dunk it.
Is that the one he passed? Or
Yeah,
the one
he
kind of threw off
passed.
the side of
Yeah, he passed.
Second chance points. You guys outscored them 21-3. Is that hustle?
Yeah, and that's the mindset. Where, that's how we have to be. And we had a little more size going our way tonight. And, but yeah, it's the attention to detail they have to have, pursuing the ball and being tough with it.
Last year obviously you guys had an elite athlete, a guy like James Webb. But seeing Hutch tonight, a big block, and they have a nice finish kind of near the end of the game. What's it like to still kind of have a guy that can bring that type of athleticism to the table for you guys?
That's so valuable. I mean, he can get where he wants with the ball, and now he's finishing, and that's been huge. And he's a guy that is every day trying to get better, and it's showing up. His hard work's showing up, and becoming a leader of this team.
With Telfair, he held him 19. He missed 12 shots. Was he coming in? Obviously, he was going to be a key to stop. How do you think you guys did?
Well, it was kind of streaky, actually. There was times when we really made it tough on him, and then there was other times where he made it tough on us. That kid's a handful. He's pretty quick, and he when he's getting in the lane and throwing his body into you, and you got to guard him without fouling, and so overall, we only shot 6 free throws. I think that's pretty good, and then we made enough of them tough that because that kid, he can go get 30, 35.
Back to Hutchison real quick. He was 1 for 4 in the first half, but then 7 of 9 in the second half. Everybody noticed that he kind of made the jump physically. Everybody can see that, but have you noticed as a coach he's made the turn around the bend mentally?
Oh, absolutely. And part of that's growing up. I think he and Phil, Phil's done a great job with him as far as not only the physical approach to the game, but the mental. And, that's, there's a maturation process that we have, and that some kids have to go through, and some guys it takes longer than others. Some guys, get a little bit thrown into the deep end sometimes and have to do it. And, with us losing James, that probably threw Chandler into the deep end more, and, made him have to do it.
I know you'd like to be 10-0, but when you look at where you are after 10 games in terms of defining roles and rotation and that kind of stuff, are you where you'd like to be at this point from that standpoint?
You're never, how that is. You're never where you want to be exactly, and if you are, you're in trouble. You better be growing, and we still have tons of growth that we can do, and we're still piecing things together. We got new staff, a lot of new players, and everything's. There's still, I see 50 things that we can improve on, and when you watch the film, you're like, oh gosh, we got to get better at that, and we haven't even really handled this well enough. And, so there's a lot of things we got to get better at, and league's bearing down on us, so we got to keep improving.
Before the season started, I know you weren't necessarily sure what the team's identity per se was. Now that we're getting really close to conference play, do you feel like you have a better grasp of what you guys are?
Yeah, but we're not living there yet. We've shown stretches of it, like you said, the second half. The way we defended and what we did. That was our idea. We didn't turn the ball over. We guarded pretty darn good and defended the 3 line really well. That's kind of where. But now we have to live there for all eternity. Then we can be good.
You mentioned 50 things. Could you go through all of them?
I will. Let's see. 49. 50 is.
He's going to take us out to the blue for that.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll go outside and do that. How about that? Yeah. All right.